know what she grabbed, but she used Vicks Vapor Rub somewhere. I found out, you know what, and I'll tell you what, I was screaming. My voice went from low to like, really high. And she goes, "Oh, don't worry about it. Here, I got this hot bath for you. Don't jump in the bathtub after somebody puts Vicks Vapor Rub somewhere.
No.
That makes it even worse."
Wow. I bet your sinuses were clear for a while anyway.
I bet I had a voice that was so high I could have passed as Barry Gibb from the. I don't want to say. I don't want to say Bee Gees.
Okay. Yeah, you were singing soprano or doing a little falsetto there, weren't you?
Yeah, for about 8 hours.
Do you imagine how evil it is to premeditatedly do that to you? I mean, do you ever think about that?
Well, that's why I didn't stay married to her. That last toss-up when we had that house and, because she was into witchcraft, big time, and casting all these spells. And I tell you that I think she must have been really towards the last of the marriage putting a lot of the spells on me because I tell you, I don't know. Horrible time in my life.
Mm.
I just wish if I actually got abducted back in the mid-'70s, that desert in New Mexico, I wish they would have just kept her. Why did they return her?
Don't think about it. Maybe there's a reason they returned her. Just like you guys got a divorce, it was like, oh no, we got the wrong one here. Let her go back.
Yeah. No, I don't know.
So they didn't abduct her and switch her with a clone.
Well, they switched her with a clone. It was no better than the original one. I can tell you that much.
It's a lose-lose, Gary.
Yeah. 43 years this past August I've been married to my wife.
Oh, she's talking to you now?
Yeah, she's not mad anymore.
Oh, good. Until next week.
I'm not going to do anything more. No more, mannequins with swords over the bed at night. No, I'm not going to do that.
Until next year.
No. I'm kind of past that.
Okay.
But I will say this. I was up all night working in the studio. I had something like about 400 emails I responded to from the last couple of days regarding the show. And, I swear to God, because I turned the main lights off and I just have a couple side lights on here, because I'm tired and the lights hurt my eyes. I swear to God, that one mannequin with the sword felt like it was creeping closer to me for some reason.
I told you it's like that episode from Night Stalker when, he was dealing with them witches and that guy's in there and had all the mannequins. He'd turn his head and he'd turn back around. And he was about 2 feet closer every time till he converged on him.
Yeah. Well, I sent my son down to the local church to bring back some holy water, but he said on the way home he got thirsty, so he drank it.
Did his stomach get upset?
No.
Well, I guess he's safe then. I guess he's cleansed, but...
that was a lie. You know that.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I figured it was.
So...
Because first of all, it's salty.
So what I'm going to be doing here shortly in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be designing some, not the cruddy-looking T-shirt I put up on Facebook, but we're going to put a store up on our website where people can, get Night Dreams Talk Radio hoodies. They can get, some T-shirts and, some cool stuff.
Maybe some coffee, or are you doing mugs too? Or
we're going to, we're going to do some. I already have a couple mugs left, but yes, we're going to be doing some mugs.
Well, that's interesting. That sounds great. I look forward to that stuff. And so you'll probably be up on the website, then they can see it.
Yeah, well, it will go up. It'll be a page. It'll say store, and then you can just click on it. Of course, I haven't created it yet, but I was playing with it last night. So yeah, so now I'm going to work on getting some designs done for various things so we can put it up on the store and people can order it.
Sounds exciting.
Sounds like a plan.
Oh yeah. Now we also on the 12th. I was going to take off a few days. I was going to take 3 days off before the big switch on the 15th when we go to 4 hours in our new format. But James, why don't you tell everybody who we have coming on the 12th?
On the 12th, we're going to have Terry Lovelace. His story is airing tonight. It's amazing, mind-blowing. He was an abductee, was in the military, and I don't want to go into too much detail, but I'm telling you, you do not want to miss this interview.
Oh, yeah. And he's going to be on, was it the Travel Channel tonight?
Yeah, Travel Channel tonight. I got an early screening of it last week, and it blew me away. And that's saying something, because look at all the people in interviews we hear all the time. And plus my research and all that. His totally just blew me away with all the aspects of it. And I got a feeling he's going to tell us some stuff that you're not going to hear except only on this show on that night.
Oh, yeah. And we actually arranged him to be on 2 hours instead of hour and a half. You know, that's another thing, too. On the 15th, we are going to have 2 guests each night. We're going to have our main guests, which will be, the top guest in the paranormal. And then we'll have, a second guest on in the paranormal that maybe is just working and just coming into the, paranormal circuit, maybe wrote a new book in the paranormal or had some major experiences. So we're going to have 2 guests on Monday through Friday, starting as of the 15th. And that's going to be awesome, I think, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Not only that, we're going to a 4-hour format. And we're going to also, I'm going to be doing the 5-minute news at the top of every hour of current paranormal news when it comes in.
Oh, yeah. In fact, I'm going to let everybody hear a little promo of what that's going to sound like. Let's give everybody an idea.
Night Dreams Talk Radio Network brings you the World Paranormal News with James Creechbaum. Now, the latest news.
So what do you guys think about that?
Oh, I love it.
So what we're going to do on the top of each hour, starting on the 15th, we're going to have, James is going to do the latest, paranormal news, UFO, Mothman reports, Earth changes reports, and it'll be on for 5 minutes. But don't forget, we also will have Tobias Whalen on once a week, giving us reports of the latest cryptic news, of sightings of cryptics, like Mothman or, anything like that. And then we're going to have Ray, what's his last name, James?
Fusco.
And he's going to give us a report once a week on what?
The UFO, current up-to-date UFO, whatever sightings or any information or anything that comes in, he's going to let us every week give us a 20 minutes, right, update?
Oh, yeah. The same with Tobias. So we're going to do a lot of things different on the show. I mean, 2 guests. We're going to be, doing the news. We're going to have, reports on, cryptics and reports on UFO and aliens and abductions and all that stuff. So it's going to be really cool.
It is, and we're going to be up the breast with everything as it's happening, as we get it. So you don't have to wait a month, to hear it or something. As soon as we get it, it's going to be right out there. Now, granted, it's going to be once a week, but that's a lot of material they could cover, from week to week of the reports.
Oh, yeah. And we're going to send James about 3 inches thick of foam for his desk.
Yeah. Yeah, once I get wound up, yeah, this poor desk, I'll tell you. No, I'm just going to sit on my hands.
Well, what I do is I take my hands and I put each hand, interlace my fingers together and just lay it on my, my stomach and I talk. That works really good.
I'll have to consider that. I'm going to make a note to self.
Yeah. Or, you might just take both your hands and practice, like, in case you ever get arrested, just put both your hands behind your head.
I don't know. That might give me a flashback or something.
I don't know.
I'm just kidding.
Now, Sam, you posted some interesting pictures up today on Facebook.
Oh, I did? Yes, I did.
Yes, you did. Why would I say that if you didn't? Okay.
Yeah. Those are the ones I mentioned earlier. I think it was the picture straight up in the tree.
Oh, yeah.
Of the little that zoomed in on without even having to enhance it. You can actually see it. and all I did was lighten it up a little bit for people to see it, but the facial features and everything was there, looking straight down at me. And then, of course, the picture of the strange message that I received in the water. So, very bizarre. Very, very bizarre.
Yeah, you know, like that one movie where the kid, he goes into the shack. His father was a ham radio operator. It passed on, and he could hear his father talking. I mean, do you ever get any weird communications coming off any of your ham radio equipment?
That was one of my favorite movies. I know what you're referring to, Frequency.
Yes.
Yeah, with, yep. You know, I often thought about that. Like, how do you know the signals you're receiving aren't going through some weird vortex or something? You're receiving something from back whenever. You know, I mean, seriously.
As long as it isn't War of the Worlds, but with Orson Welles, the original broadcast, I'm okay with it.
Oh, yes. That caused a little bit of an issue back when it came out. And some people took it too seriously. Some jumped out of windows. I forgot all the different scenarios that people were getting the heck out of Dodge.
Well, you know, when that aired, Concrete Washington lost their power right after that radio play started. And from what I heard, a lot of people in Concrete grabbed their rifles and guns and started going down the streets looking for, you know what, to protect their loved ones. They were going to go out and, look for these Martians that are attacking, because they assume, because all of a sudden here they're hearing this War of the Worlds and they think it's real, they lose their power. So they freaked out. That's right here in Washington State.
I heard, and I think maybe you mentioned that before in the program, but the fact that when the show came out, when Orson Welles did it, the problem is they did have every so often, I don't know if it was every half hour or an hour, and the show lasted a long time. It was just almost like a docudrama, lasted all day long. But they didn't simply, say enough interruptions to say, this is just fiction, it's just a fictional account. They just didn't do it enough. People would hear it and panic after 15 minutes and go running out the door.
Well, you know what? It tells you how naive people are, because you know what? In the hour and a half or 2 hours that radio play was on, they should have realized, I mean, how would we have gotten the military? How could we have done this, done that in that short a time frame? But you know what? People, when they hear that, the first thing they do, they panic. So their rationality stops working.
Oh, I know. No comment actually on. I'm hoping that people are a little bit more astute about stuff like that. I mean, with all the technology we got, and people are also a little bit more tuned in about fake news and about fake messages. The problem with that, though, is that something real may actually be happening, like a real War of the Worlds could be taking place, and people say, it's just fake news.
Yeah.
While the aliens are coming and blowing your house up. And so it's just fake news.
Well, we don't know what's going on. You think anything out of Washington, you can believe? I'm to the point right now, I don't know who to believe. I can't believe my wife. I can't believe my kids. I can't believe the president. I don't believe CNN. I don't believe NBC, ABC, or whoever. You know what? It's all fake. Anyway, guess what? Our time is up with Sam for tonight. We'll catch Sam tomorrow. And James, hang on here. We're going to go to break. And when we're back, I'm going to have Tom on, from our guy who does our great music for our show. Okay?
Okay. Metatron.
All right. We'll see
Yeah,
you guys
Metatron,
tomorrow.
Power, and Light. And we'll be back.
You thirst for some significance of the fourth dimensional kind. You enter a realm of spirit of sight and sound and mind.